Hi, I'm today with Todd Whatley, and we're going to be talking about estate planning and elder law for seniors. Um, Todd, welcome. Thank you for joining us
Thank you.
today.
Thank you.
Um, let's start with the basics, shall we? What is an estate? How do you define that?
Sure. Yeah. And people, hear the word estate and, they think mansions and millions of dollars and things. No, an estate is anything that you own. I mean, if you own a car, if you own, dishes, you have an estate. And so, as an attorney, particularly an elder law attorney, I help clients make sure that estate, whatever that is, gets where they want it to go as quickly and easily as possible. And so, and most people have more than that. They have bank accounts, they have a house, but even if it's a small house and even if it's a small bank account, you still have an estate and you want that estate to go to who you want it to go to as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Okay, yeah, that all makes sense. And so to follow on from that, what is estate planning? What is it?
Sure. Well, I think proper estate planning is making sure that your estate goes where you want it to go without going through probate. And probate is it's bigger in some states than other states, meaning it's a bigger process. In some states, going through probate is really not a big deal, but in Arkansas, probate is a big deal. It's expensive, it is time consuming. It's a year. I mean, for us to get your estate through probate from the day you die, if we get it to your heirs before a year is over, it's gone extremely well. And probate, I think, is the last resort because something wasn't done right. Okay. So estate planning should help you avoid probate. And a huge misconception is that a last will and testament avoids probate. That if you do that, it says my house, my stuff, everything goes to the kids. Well, then that just happens. Well, that it doesn't just happen with a will. You have to open up a probate. And so probate is for those things that are stuck in the name of a dead person at the time of their death. And so if you owned a house that was just in your name and you die, it's stuck. If you have a bank account with just your name, no beneficiaries, no joint owners, and you die, it's stuck. Investment account, same way. So your estate is yours while you're alive, and estate planning makes sure that it's not stuck at the time of your death so that it doesn't then have to go through probate.
Okay, understood. Now, my next question was going to be what problems can be created by not taking these steps and measures, but I guess that you just answered that, didn't you?
Well,
Avoiding
yeah,
probate for a
if
start.
you don't plan, if you don't even do a last will and testament, then you will go through probate, and people are afraid if they don't do a will that all of their stuff goes to the state or whatever. That's not true. Each state has what is called intestate probate provisions, meaning if you die without a will that says where you want your things to go, the state has a system in place and it generally makes sense. I mean, it will go some to your spouse, some to your kids. If you don't have a spouse, it will go equally to your kids. If you don't have kids, it goes to your parents. I mean, it kind of makes sense in what most people would probably want to do. Um, but a last will and testament will tell the judge what to do with it as it goes through probate. It's don't go through probate.
Okay, yeah, that's very wise advice. Um, so we've covered what probate is. How do we create a plan to avoid all of these issues?
Okay, great question, and it will surprise some people. Some people think doing a last will and testament will avoid probate, but just like I said, it doesn't. So you want to make sure nothing is stuck in your name at the time of your death. The by far easiest and cheapest way, and the most popular, if a client is given the option of this, is to make sure that every asset that you have goes instantly at the time of your death to who you want it to go to. Okay. For instance, on your home, You want it to be your home. You don't want to give your home to your kids while you're still alive in almost all situations. You want to keep that home in your name, but at your death, you want it to just automatically go to the kids. There is a thing called a beneficiary deed that says if I own this house at the time of my death, it goes to my kids or to whoever that you put on there. But the trick is you own it, it is yours, and then at your death and only at your death, it goes to the kids. If you want to sell this house prior to your death, you can sell it and you get all the money. You can even change your mind on this date, on this deed, as to who gets the stuff. So a beneficiary deed is a great tool to avoid probate, and it's very simple. The other way to avoid or on other assets, bank accounts, investments, things like this is something you can do by yourself without an attorney, is go to the bank, go to the investment company and say, I want this to be payable on death to whoever. Okay. And they will print out some paperwork, list those people. They would generally need social security numbers, but once they do that, you sign it, it's done. And so now at your death, your kids walk in with a death certificate. The bank says, yep, this is payable on death to the kids. They write checks to the kids and it's over with. You can do that with investments. You can do that with vehicles, and with the beneficiary deed, you can do that on your home. So basically we can make it so your entire estate instantly goes where you want it to go at the time of your death without going through probate.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's going to be really useful information for a lot of people watching this video. Todd, thank you very much for
Okay.
explaining everything so clearly, and we'll see you in the next film.
Okay, thanks.